our calendar, excuse me. We're going to go ahead and let you all know this is a 5-week turn-in month, which is pretty exciting. So as a reminder, those of you who are going for slingshot promotions, you do need to write business in 4 out of the 5 weeks during the month of January. The last day to submit business for promotions is going to be Friday, and then everything needs to be issued by Saturday. Since that's a weekend, definitely need to keep your eye on Friday the 30th, just getting everything submitted, issued across the line before the 30th. As a reminder, we've got lots of people running for different promotions. Those of you in Lipson Life Group agency, like you all, just keep pushing because, exciting times right now with Jeff going for his agency ownership. And so, everything that everyone can do to kind of rally around all of you and just get business issued. We are with you doing whatever we can to help you and cheer all of you on. So keep up the great work. And then this is a quick screenshot of kind of some of the calls coming up this week. I may not have this exactly right, and I think I'm going to have to adjust a few things, but this is the majority of what's going on, minus what's here for the funnel training. Probably we will add a few more things to this slide. This will just be a weekly thing that we can pop into some of the agency channels just as a reminder of what's coming up, but you're welcome to take a quick screenshot and we'll finish getting this dialed in with all the calls that we have going on. To include some of the things that are happening around here right now, the Elevate Forward call hosted by Jeff Lipson and Tim Coates, that will be there for you. So you are welcome to join that on the Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the times that are listed there. The Protection Pros, which has a little bit of a nice new slide here. So very well done on that. But we've got Gabrielle hosting that call on Mondays, Holly on Wednesday, and then Ben Jackson on Friday. So that's a great call to hop in just to learn some tactical, practical type of, just good things to keep in mind as you're learning to dial and run appointments. And then we've got the reset training with Daniel Cucciara and Amy Warren. And Daniel, I didn't know if you guys might have an updated slide, let me know, or graphic for that. We'll go ahead and put that in there. We did have some people asking about the link for that call, which is happening today. And the reset call, that link Amy does post, or Daniel, one of the two, will always post in the news and events channel. And that call is going to be the 2nd and 4th Friday, I believe, of every month. The Protection Pros, Olga, that takes place in the Mac room. So you can just hop in there and no link needed for that one. Just a quick reminder about our base shop mentor is Miss Gabrielle Cucciara. The idea behind this, guys, is just if you are looking for an opportunity to book an appointment and have our base shop mentor, Gabrielle, run that appointment like with you, but kind of for you, so that you can actually see, feel, watch, like get all the vibes about how an appointment is run. Certainly she has her way of doing it, but it will give you an opportunity to see how her process is done. Your process should look similar, may not look exact. That's not the goal. The goal is for you to just have an opportunity to watch. There would be a commission split on that. You can also flip the script, so to speak, and you run the appointment and have Gabrielle observe. And again, just that would be also a commission split, but just an opportunity for you to have time with someone who has been experienced here for over 3 years and has served many, many clients and done a lot of wonderful things. So we always have this as an opportunity for you. There is more information on this program at the top of the Gaines Agency and of the Gaines Life Base Shop Slack channels. I can't remember if we have it in yours, Jeff, but anyway, those can be found there. So that is that. Quick reminder about Ignite. We're going to just keep talking about this, but guys, if you have not received and purchased your Ignite ticket yet, like reach out. We want to see as many of you there. Ignite will happen in Dallas mid-March, and it's going to be an incredible opportunity for us to come together as an agency and really learn from people who are just, at the top of the company, but also, people who are working their way there. Like, what are they doing? There'll be excellent training just in breakout sessions. So each one of us will be able to get exactly what we need, which is different. What I need at this stage of the business is different than what somebody else needs, and then the next person. So we will all be served very, very well during breakout sessions. So we definitely invite you to reach out to your upline and make sure that you get your ticket to Ignite. We would love to see you there. Few people to welcome to the team. So we are excited to be watching Larry Ann growing her team already. So exciting. Not sure how to pronounce Miss Rodriguez's first name. Anybody know for sure? Karimar?
Karimar.
I can't say it with the accent there. So
Larry
that was
Ann,
lovely.
do you want to introduce him if you want to come off mute? Larry Ann's here. There she is.
Hi,
Okay.
everybody.
Hi. Who do we have here joining your team?
Sorry?
Who is joining your team here?
Karimar Rodriguez y Sara Paz and Grace. Nales today too.
Perfect. And I think we introduced Grace last week. So welcome to
Grace. Sara is from last week, and Grace and Karimar Rodriguez are for today.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. Well, great. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Welcome, ladies, to you. And then we have Carly Keaton Roberts, direct to Jeff Lipson. Not sure if you are on the call, but if you are, welcome to you. Exciting watching the teams grow. And then always fun to just have a sigh of relief after that exam is passed. So congrats to you, Erin Bryant. You will begin doing all the things that come after passing your exam and getting ready to get contracted with Symmetry, which I think may have already happened also. So you are moving quickly, but yeah, congrats to you. Exciting stuff. And then want to give a quick little shout out to Miss Monique Arno. Congrats, Monique, for earning your promotion to 85%. So really fun to celebrate you on this one. You have been extremely committed to just your process, learning this business, always in the workroom, like just always there, faithful, doing your thing. So we are just excited to congratulate you on your promotion to 85% commission. Well done. And then we celebrated this like crazy a whole lot last week, but to officially announce it on our team call, congratulations to you, Jeff Lipson, for earning your spot as key leader. Really happy for you. And this has just been like blinders on, serious focus, just doing what it is you need to do to reach the goals that you have set for yourself. So congratulations to you, and the support of your team has just been a beautiful thing to watch. So really excited to see what's coming next for you. And then our solo weekend warrior, Tim Coates, great job to you for 3 applications, 2,743. You got that spot all by yourself, Tim. Congrats, well done. And then Dave Kellebrew, he's got this slide all to himself here right now. Our direct new writers for 2026 so far, we've got Dave Kellebrew with 1. So name of the game. We've got a bunch of people who are getting ready to be writers, first-time writers. And so this slide will grow quickly here, especially over the next couple of weeks. And there's the new writer. So congrats to you. Lanny Ribes, way to go with your first application. And you have also been just putting in the work, very dedicated to showing up when you can, because I know you've got, I think, probably a full-time job. So well done to you on writing that first application. And then congratulations to Haley. your first application on a lead. So there is just a little bit of a different feeling when you write your first application on an actual client that you have called and officially run that appointment. So Haley, again, you have been very committed to showing up to a lot of different things. The workroom, I've seen you on the deep dive calls, and so you have really just been dialing in with your just like getting your skills kind of figured out. And so you're well on your way to serving many clients. So congrats to you, Haley. 5K by Friday. I actually was thinking this was going to bump over to a 10K week. You were just shy, Kristen, last week, but you had a wonderful week of hitting 5K by Friday, $9,452. Well done to you. That is a lot of APV, lots of clients served. Way to go. All right, in the Jen Gaines-based shop last week, 7 writers, 1 new, 12 apps, a submit APV of 14,065. Jeff taking the #1 spot at 4,572 with 3 apps, followed by Dave, 2 apps, 4,142. Monique, well done. 2 apps, 29.99. Lanny, there's that first app, 907. Olga, well done. You also have been working so hard. So really excited to see your momentum. 2 apps, 832. Manny, 1 app, 401. And Alona, 1 app, 213. Great job, everyone. Kyle and Kristen Gaines base shop, 3 writers. Oops, the one app is not right. I must have missed obviously that. What do we have? 8 apps, 16. Oh, I may not have updated this. Goodness, is that right? 16,196?
Yeah, that
Good
seems
golly.
close enough.
Okay, yes, it is. Sorry. I had a little bit of there was so much going on with our slide deck this week. I was like, there's so much to announce. So, but all right, great job to the Gaines Life base shop. Well done. Big week, 16,000. So congrats everyone there. And then here's how the month is shaking out to date. For the master agency, 62,691, 12 writers, 1 new, 37 apps. These are the writers we have so far. So 12 people with applications and clients served so far. So well done, you guys. We're kind of looking to have another good size month coming up. So especially with this being a 5-week turn-in month. So it's going to probably be a bit of a bigger month than usual. So I'm not going to read through all the names, but congratulations to everyone on this slide serving families, and those of you who are out there running your appointments but have not served a family yet. It is coming. Our road to AO, future agency owners. We've got Dave Kellebrew, the Cucciaras, Coates and Lipson, all key leaders working towards their agency ownership. Dave Kellebrew looking to reach a team leader. So here's how all of that shakes out. Team Lipson with Jeff Lipson as a key leader now. 6 writers so far month to date with 1 app and a submit of 32,874. 2 months so far locked in of AO numbers. So this January is month 3. So exciting stuff. Team Coates, also key leader, 2 writers so far month to date, 11,474. Well done. Key leaders, Daniel and Gabrielle Cucciara with 2 writers and an APV submit of 8,059. And then we've got Mr. David Kellebrew with 2 writers, 1 being new and a submit APV of 50,000. That would we're speaking that into like it fruition. Here it comes, but 5,049. Great job. Our 100 family served slide is already growing. 37 families served coming in so far year to date. If you served 100 families or more in 2025, we told you that you've got a special thing coming in the mail from myself and Kevin. And I just want to update you and let you know that that has not gone out yet. So if you're wondering why you have not received it yet, it's because I haven't sent it yet.
It'll happen this week. It'll happen this week. I promise.
Guess I'm putting Kevin on it anyway. That's on me. My apologies for that not happening yet, but it's ready to go. It just hasn't been mailed yet. So little update there. All right, you guys, let's talk about Snapshot. Snapshot numbers came in, you guys, really just the growth that we are seeing is just really exciting. So for December, so this is December snapshot, in order to get on the wheel spin, you do have to have placed a minimum of 5 applications and have a placed percentage of 65% or more. And the reason this is really important is for us to submit solid, clean business. We follow it through to issue, which means we check our pending. And then once it's been approved, the client has made their first payment, then that counts as issued and placed. And so the qualifiers for December were Jeff, Kristen, Daniel, and Jacob Kellebrew. As a master agency, we submitted 155,436 and we placed 114,824. That's really big, almost 74% issue rate. I want to give a very special shout out to the Gaines Life crew. You guys had an 89% placement rate. It was incredible. So, Kyle, Kristen, do you remember? I should have put it on the slide. Do you remember what the numbers were? Either one of you?
Yes.
Share with us what that was, please, because it was impressive.
I have the rough ones. We submitted 59,000 and placed 53,000, which is a record month for us as a team ever. So cool.
Awesome.
That was
well, you guys will see why on this next slide as well.
It's so exciting. It's so exciting. You know what, Kristen, why don't you, if you don't mind, since you're unmuted, do you want to do this next slide for us?
Yeah, happy
This is
to.
fun.
We had some monster months from Jeff and Daniel, which you guys, this is just so exciting. But let's see, it's so small. Let me zoom in a little bit. So Jeff is on a 100% contract, had 16 apps, placed 81% of those, placed 27,182. Bonkers. Month 1 of top producer in the bag.
Woo-hoo!
I submitted 7 apps, placed 83% for just under 12,000, and then Dan, also on a 100 contract, 15 apps submitted, placed 104%, so had something from the month prior that officially got issued and placed in December. 28,615. That is a record for Daniel. It's a phenomenal number. Also month 1 top producer. And then Jacob Kellebrew, 85% contract, 9 apps, 100% placement. That is phenomenal. 6,618. Super new in the business as well. Placing 100% commission is phenomenal.
So good. And I think I looked back, I believe that was month 2 for Jacob of issuing 100%. So
amazing. That's
absolutely.
amazing.
So good. So we're going to do our wheel spin here in just a moment so that I don't have to stop the screen share and move on. But wanted to just give a couple of highlights from Snapshot. Just to kind of put a little disclaimer here. Snapshot is not finalized yet. That will take at least another week. There are disputes that we are allowed to submit. So if we think that there's supposed to be something on the December snapshot that's not there, like a piece of business that should be issued, or if there was like an APV amount was wrong, something like that, it allows us to make corrections in the form of a dispute. So this is pre-disputes, but look at these highlights, you guys. Jeff Lipson, you are in the month 3 to agency owner, month 1, month 2, locked in. Monique, her promotion to 85% contract. Jeff Lipson, month 1 to 105% contract for December. Kyle and Kristen Gaines, month 1 to 110% contract. Myself and Kevin to month 1, 120% contract. Jeff Lipson, month 1 to top producer. Daniel Cucciara, month 1 to top producer. And like, these two guys are like $2,000 each away from actually hitting month 1 of elite producer. So those are some of the disputes we're going to be looking for. Like if we can find an app or 2 or whatever that was not issued on the December snapshot and we want to, kind of make sure that gets added. We have the flexibility to either let it ride for January or have it count towards elite producer. Like we'll shuffle it around, and this will be the first time that anyone has earned a top producer yet, let alone elite producer. So gosh, cheering you guys on to that. So fun. We may have been missing some things. There's just so many highlights. We'll be diving deeper into this, but Snapshot literally came at I don't even know what time, 7 o'clock on Friday night. So we were all over it pretty quick. I know we're going long on announcements. I'm sorry. Grade 8, not going to talk about it. Take a screenshot. This is important. We're going to talk about it every week, but today we're just looking at it. You should know what this is about. Chase the contract. If you want to quickly put in the chat what you're running towards, I think by now we're all pretty clear what everybody's kind of running and gunning towards. But guys, let's just cheer each other on and keep it moving. And then any connect calls that you need with any of our level of leaderships, just kind of, there you go. There's that. So I think that's it. Goodness sakes. We're done. We're done. Well done, you guys. There was so much information that I was quickly trying to gather today. So much to celebrate. Just well done on just an excellent December and start to January and the year and all the things. So did I miss anyone other than what we're here to actually talk about? This is going to be a year of celebrating. So if it takes us longer to celebrate, that I'm fine with that. I am so fine with that. But anyway, Daniel is here. He has graciously offered his time to go over just some highlights about Funnel. Daniel, if you are not aware, has been highlighted just at the national level on some of our national calls. Is it the Leads Learning Hour that you've been on, Daniel? And you are recognized by corporate as one of the top leaders in the company as far as utilizing Funnel. And so you've really just kind of honed in your skill. You were in the pilot program or whatever that corporate did, and you learned a lot. You probably gave them a lot of feedback as well on things that were going well with Funnel during that time they were putting it all together. Maybe some things that weren't going well, and obviously it's still a bit of a work in progress, but you've been able to kind of fine tune and tweak some of the things that you're doing, and you're going to share that with the entire Shank Master Agency here at some point soon, but we get to have a little preview directly from you today. So thank you very much for just preparing and taking time to share with us on this call. So excited to hear from you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, you did this, a few months ago for all of us. But what you said is recently you've kind of made a few more tweaks to your process. So, this is just going to be an opportunity for all of us to kind of hear a little bit more about that and what's working well for you today. So I'll kind of let you run with it and I'll mute out, but whatever you need from me, let us know.
Will do.
All right. Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah. Well, happy Monday morning, everybody. Excited to chat with you guys about this today. Man, this whole idea with Funnel, and if you guys don't know, if you're new agents, Funnel is just a place where it's like a client, it's a CRM, it's a place where all of our new leads fall into. It's a dialer, it's texts them, it sends automations. I mean, it does everything for us. It's literally my entire business. Funnel is, in my opinion, the future of our industry. It's how we work our leads. It's how we get everything settled. It's all in one place. It's really easy to schedule appointments and get things going. All of this kind of came out of a place for myself of not feeling like I was doing enough, or just not really understanding, when I sit down to dial, what leads do I need to contact and which people do I need to get a hold of, and how do I constantly keep in touch with the people that I have gotten a hold of. And so it's all of these things that we've all dealt with kind of on a daily basis of just reaching out to our leads and connecting with our clients. I got really tired of sitting at my desk and trying to wonder like, what do I need to do next? Or am I doing enough work? Or does this all equate me doing enough? Like, how do I reach out to these people consistently? So I created this I'm calling it a dial master class for you guys, specifically it originally was just for me. And I did it because I really enjoyed it. And then I at some point, ended up sharing it, and it's gotten really big. I got to share this with the funnel team. I've gotten to share this with the people who, are making updates to digital leads, stuff like this. So this has been a really cool process for me. And I'm really excited to share with you guys. So this is my updated, more efficient version than the one I put out a couple months ago. And I am really, really excited to roll this out to you guys. So I'm going to share my screen and we are going to dive into this. Hold on, I'm going to send a request to whoever gives me the access to share my screen. And then let me know. Okay, cool. All right. So first things first here. Welcome to, I'm calling this the Digital Dial Masterclass. Okay. The reason why I do digital leads. Okay. And a lot of us do digital leads. However, this doesn't mean that if you are doing analog leads like call-ins, mail-ins, bonus leads, doesn't mean that you can't follow this system, but this system is geared towards digital leads because that's what I personally do. Okay. So you guys, just one really quick thing for those of you who are doing bonus leads, analog, mail-ins, whatever, you can utilize a version of this. The idea, I'm going to give you guys a blueprint today. That's my goal. I'm going to give you a blueprint, and then you guys get to decide like kind of how to run things, how to do things from there. But I'm going to give you kind of the structure. Okay. For those who are doing digital leads, this will be, you guys can copy and paste this if you'd like word for word, action for action, all of that stuff here. But just so you guys know, just an entire blueprint that I'm going to give you guys now. Okay. First thing that I'm going to talk about here is this is the lead journey that Gabrielle and I give to our team. Okay, I'm gonna stress that. You'll see this is with Kuchiar and Company. This is the one that Gabrielle and I do for our team. We want to just mention this quickly because the way that we recommend making our way through the leads journey might be different than some of your uplines do, but this is the way that we do it. And thanks, Kristen. But this is the journey that we do. So we start everybody on CIH leads. Those are bonus leads. We want everybody to write an application here. Okay. Then we go to CIB, CIC leads, CIA leads, and then to the digital leads. So digital leads, as you can see, are the furthest down the list. Those are the ones that typically agents get on later. Some agencies do things differently, but as far as we do, we put our agents on to these digital leads later, which is primarily what I'll be talking about today. However, once again, you can work funnel for these CIH, CIB, CIC, and CIA leads, which is really great. As long as that's clear, I'm going to move on. Gabrielle, did you have anything to say about this?
As a general rule, I do want to point out that we don't suggest really getting muddled up with funnel until you're working CIA leads. That's just our recommendation, just because in the first few weeks and months with the CIH and CIBs, your main focus is just going to be learning to work that lead type rather than getting a little bit mixed up with the digital side. So the other reason we did that is because getting on funnel before you learn a complete brand new lead type is also really advantageous, because that is a lot to learn at once. Kind of transferring from analog to the digital and learning funnel can be a lot at once. So I just wanted to point that out in case anyone was feeling like the stress of I'm on CIHs and I need to get on funnel tomorrow. That's not necessarily what we would recommend.
Yeah, spot on. Thanks, Gabs, for that. Yeah, exactly what she said. There's a learning curve from analog to digital leads that everybody is going to feel. We don't want you guys to be learning a completely new system and a new lead type, and that's typically what we, like I said, that's what we tell our agents. So if you guys are in any of these first three categories here, this information is still going to be incredibly useful for you, because once again, funnel is something that I think we're all going to eventually use. It's an amazing system, so this will be just a high level class on how to utilize the system here. Okay, so number one thing after this, we're going to go to the next page, and I'm going to show you dial schedule for week 1. Now, I'm going to try to make this incredibly simple for you guys because this has made my business incredibly simple, which is great. So I started this system about 6 months ago, or about 7 months ago now. And I have written regular 5K, 10K weeks because of this system. Okay, it's because it's given me a routine, it's given me consistency, but it's also kept things fresh for my leads. That's the biggest thing that you guys need to take away from this is keeping things fresh for your leads. Okay, you need to be consistent as an agent, but you don't need your leads to know that you're going to dial them every single day at the same time every single day and over dial them and burn out those leads. You need simplicity and you need to keep it very, very fresh. So this is what this system does. So right here, as you can see, this is very simple. I am going to do a breakdown of what this means exactly for you guys and get into some details. But right now, if you guys want to screenshot this, whatever, I'll explain what this all means. So funnel has different filtering systems. Okay, so if you guys work funnel, there is something called an 8-day filter, and there's something called an 11-day filter. Okay. That's for digital leads. When it comes to analog leads, there's a 3-day filter and a 4+ day filter. So there's two different boxes that exist in funnel. Now, what happens is when you guys get leads, those leads go into those filters, into those boxes, and you guys can go and dial those people. It's an automated dialer, so you can go and make sure that you have all these people in that filter. You can dial them all consecutively. It does it for you. So what I'll do really quick too is I'll show you guys exactly what funnel looks like. So on this left hand, right up top here, you guys are seeing exactly what I'm saying here. There's the 8-day and there's the 11-day. Those are for digital leads. There's a 3-day and there's a 4+ day for analog leads. So your guys' leads go into this filter, into these lists whenever you get new leads, or if you guys are buying bonus leads, they go into the analog. This is where everything starts. When I click on my 8-day, if I click on the expand button right here, it shows me that I have 5 people in here that I would need to dial in my 8-day list. Okay. So just so you guys get, like, I'm a visual learner, but just so you guys see, like, this is how funnel actually is. These are your filters up here at the very top. This is how you are able to dial those people and see those people. So when we come back here, that's where you see 8-day filter and 11+day filter. Okay. Don't be falling asleep on me now, you guys. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. Keep focused. Keep focused. Okay, so as you can see, Monday through Saturday, I am calling my 8-day filter every single day, Monday through Saturday. Okay, super easy. That means all you do is you go into funnel, you click on your 8-day list, you see if there's people in there, and you dial those people in there Monday through Saturday. Easy enough? Easy enough. Okay. Then you guys will see a couple of changes, and I'll get to the bottom ones on the months ago in just a second. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you guys see there's one different one on there that says 11 plus day. I showed you guys that 11 plus day filter. So every Tuesday and every Thursday, you guys are going to open up your 11 plus day filter and you're going to dial the people that are in there. Okay. So far, it's as simple as that. Every day, Monday through Saturday, you dial your 8-day. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, you dial your 11 plus day. That is the basis of this entire thing. Very, very, very simple. Now, where it gets a little bit more complicated is this next part. So I make it a habit of mine, and I think I would recommend this for you guys too, is to dial the leads that your very past leads that you have. So some of you guys, you've maybe only been here for 3 months or 2 months or 1 month. It's a little bit different in those cases. But for those who have been here for, 6 months and longer, this is going to be a little bit easier, but you can still do it if you've only been here for two or 3 months. What you're going to do is you're going to reach back out once a month to all of your past clients within the past 6 months. So this is still on week 1. So if you think the very first week of January, what I did it last week actually. But I dialed all the way back from 2 months ago, as you'll see on Monday, all the way to 6 months ago, as you see on Friday. So every single day, Monday through Friday, I'm dialing like on Monday, I'm dialing my 8-day filter. That's the normal one. And then I'm going back whatever 2 months ago was. So 2 months ago from January was November. And I'm dialing all of the leads that I did not get a hold of for November. Okay. The next day, Tuesday, once again, you're dialing your 8-day. You're dialing your 11 plus day. And then you're dialing 3 months ago, which was October. We just keep that cycle going. Okay. So this is just week 1. This is just the first week of the month. I call this the power dial week. The reason why we like to start our week with this is because it bolsters the rest of the month. So you want to start the week, the month strong with your power dial week so that maybe those clients you're getting a hold of them. Maybe they're reaching out in a couple of days' time so that you're getting that business on the books for that month. Okay, so it starts the month off really strong. And then as the month ends, we'll go over this, it kind of tapers down. So your very first week, you are dialing all of your regular filters, 8-day, Monday through Saturday, Tuesdays and Thursdays, your 11-day, and then 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago. I'm going to stop here for a second. Does anybody have any questions about this in particular?
Jen, you want to go first or me?
Oh, I will just real quick then. Thank you. So if people are doing the analog leads, I would assume this could be somewhat similar, just with the different days, because it's like the 3-day, and then so would you kind of fill that in?
Mm-hmm. Gabrielle has an answer to that.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to speak to that because I tried implementing this exact thing for the analog leads, and I don't think it's a good direct transfer just because this doesn't touch on the analog leads enough. So for analog, you're getting
Okay.
CIAs, you're going to want to be dialing them, your brand new leads, way more than every other day.
Mhm.
And so that would be probably one of the biggest differences. And you're not usually automatically texting your analog leads from day one. So if you want to connect on that later, Jennifer, I kind of set out a similar thing for analog leads. We won't go into it today, but
Okay.
there's some good strategies.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you for that. And then the only other thing I was going to ask about was, and you might be touching on this in a bit, but reaching back out to people who didn't show for a meeting. Is there something for that in here? Okay, cool.
There is. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Thanks.
Yep.
So Daniel, I was curious. So like actively engaged, which I mean, that's what they would fall into that bucket for me, at least with how I've been treating them, like what Jennifer was talking about. But like, let's say, technically someone's actively engaged from the moment that they engage with you in any way, shape, or form. Like they send a text back, and even if they never respond to another text. So, I've been playing around with different ways to like engage those people. But let's say you get a lead on a Monday and they text you back on a Monday. They're technically now actively engaged, and then they don't answer you anymore after that Monday. Are you going to follow this to the point where you're not going to try to talk to that person again until Saturday, or are you going to kind of try to keep a hold of them until a certain point and then you consider them actively engaged? Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, great question. So this is where this becomes a lot more customized for you guys, and then I'll answer your question with in a second, Jeff, because I'll explain this first. So yeah, everybody actively engaged, you'll see this over on Saturday here. Actively engaged is when somebody in funnel does reach out to you. So if they text you, if they call you, you hop on a phone call with them, they go into a specific filter that's called actively engaged. That means you're connecting with them, you've talked with them, something like that. You've had a back and forth. So I reach out to those people on those lists on Saturdays. If they've actively engaged with me throughout the week, I'm constantly getting a hold of them on Saturdays. However, the thing that's interesting about that list is like what Jeff just said. If I got a new lead right now and we were texting and then they stopped responding to me, they stay in that actively engaged filter. So what I have to do is manually recognize this person is going to be in my actively engaged list, and I want to continue to try to get a hold of them. So what I do is I still try to get a hold of them pretty consistently. Those people, I'm a little bit more on their butts because if they've already engaged with me, I'm trying to continue the conversation. So they responded to me on a Monday, and then they stop responding to me on that same Monday. I'm going to send them a text probably 2 hours after they stopped responding to me and say, hey, Jeff, circling back with you. Did you see my last message? Something along those lines. And then, yep. And then Kristen, that's another way to do it as well. That sometimes doesn't work though. Sometimes they actually still are considered actively engaged, even if you mark them as no contact. So I do it as manually as I can just to see like I was responding with this person today. They stopped responding. I'm going to try to reach back out to them. That's where this part of it is a little bit more free flowing. Because you guys, you might say like, I'm going to give them a whole day and then I'm going to respond back in a day or two's time to make sure I'm not burning them out. That's great as well. I remind people because how many of us get a text message and then you mentally respond to it and then you actually don't physically respond to it. And then you're like, oh crap, I missed that text and now it's been a few days. I'm expecting that that's what happens to my clients is that they stop responding over text and I'm jumping in and going, hey, just a reminder, did you see my last text? And I'll tell you guys probably 80% of the time, people respond back and go, oh, so sorry, didn't see this. And then they answer my questions again. So great question. It's definitely a little bit more flowy on that end. But then no matter what, even if you're not getting a hold of them in 2 days' time, you are still reaching out to them every Saturday. So you do still know I'm going to make contact with them. Sometimes I forget, right? Sometimes if I have somebody that's responding to me and I get caught up in other work, like sometimes I'll forget too. Then on Saturday, I'll get a hold of them. And it's actually better that way because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. The week was so crazy. Today is a much better day to connect. Life happens. Everybody has a family. Everybody has friends. Everybody has a job. You know, and I don't want to burn them out. Um, so all of that to, I see your hand, Tim. Hold on one second here. All of that to say, Monday through Saturday, you guys are just doing your regular dials, your 8-day dials. Tuesdays and Thursdays, your 11-day dials. Then you're calling back 6 months ago, just on week 1 of that month. Does that all make sense as far as that's concerned for the most part? Yeah, I see some nods. Okay. Tim, what was your question?
Daniel, just about you talk about being careful not to burn out a lead. I noticed that the funnel system sends lots of text messages. Like I might have been asleep for 2 days and all of a sudden I notice they've got like 7 messages. So do you turn that off or do you just let that go the way it is?
Oh, I let it roll because those people are getting still dripped on. That's the beauty about funnel, is I let it
Okay.
roll. Because yeah, most of the time people are responding to those automated texts for me, and I get to go sleep. I get to go hang out and enjoy my day while funnel is working on them. Uh,
Okay.
so yeah, absolutely. I've never turned off an automation.
All right. Thanks.
Mhm. Yep. Okay. So this is your most complicated week. Okay, guys. So if we can understand this first week of the month, how much dialing you're actually doing, how many people you're reaching out to, it's the most complicated time of that entire month. Then I have weeks 2 through 4, but it could be 2 through 5, depending on the month. Look how simple this is. Ah, so nice. So wonderful. Man. Then look at this, right? This is the rest of your month. 8-day filter every day, 11 plus day on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you're actively engaged on Saturdays. Very, 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 very simple. You're going to feel like you're not doing any work. And I mean that. Yeah, Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm curious, when did you make the change to go to 6 days a week on your 8-day dials versus 3 days a week?
Yes, good question. Because originally I had my 8-day filter on only Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The reason why is because the way that funnel works now is if I get a new lead on Monday, they go into my 8-day filter. I'm going to dial them within, and I'll get into this in a second. I dial them within 30 seconds of getting that lead, right? And then I follow a cadence where I dial them. If they don't respond, I'll get into this in a second. I personally leave a voicemail, and then I will call them later that same day. And then I will leave them a text. Funnel now knows that I dialed them. So then it'll put them into the 8-day filter now on Wednesday. It does a 48-hour span now. So if I get a lead on Monday and I dial them, and they don't answer, then I'm dialing them again on Wednesday. If I dial them again on Wednesday, they don't answer, then it goes to Friday. There's always a 48-hour cycle now. So same as Tuesday, Tuesday to Thursday, Thursday to Saturday, same thing. So no matter what, whenever I'm getting a lead, doesn't matter which day, I know that with this system, I'm going to hit them exactly as the cadence is, which with digital leads, we're dialing those people every other day. That's always the way that it should be. So yeah, Funnel had an update,
Okay.
which is
So it's not
awesome.
that you're actually dialing, like going off of like the DLHA system. You're just always hitting whoever is in your 8-day filter, but you're not actually calling the same new lead 6 times in the week. I understand. Okay.
Perfect. Yep, spot on. And that makes it much easier for us because we know that since Funnel's doing it all for us, we can just go in and look every day. I know I'm going to look at my 8-day play, and whoever's in there, I'm going to dial them. Tuesdays and Thursdays, whoever's in the 11 plus day, I'm going to dial them. It's the same thing. So this is like a breath of fresh air because when you guys are sitting down and thinking about dials, right? If you implement this system today, you do not have to sit back and go, oh gosh, dang, I don't know who to dial today. And then you're kind of constantly in just this rut of like, well, I could dial my old leads. I could dial through my actively engaged. I could dial from 3 months ago. I could dial, these people who no showed me. I could do this, that, and the other thing. At the end of every month, if you guys follow this system, you will reach out to everybody from now until 6 months ago in beautiful, like it's like so set up. It's just like routine. It's like showing up for your job. You show up, you do the work, and then at the end of every week and at the end of every month, you've dialed everybody that you needed to dial. Super, super, super easy. It has made my life very easy. When I tell you guys that I can dial for, less than 30 minutes a day at the place that I'm at in the business, that's how easy it is for me. Now I can put my attention on building. I can put my attention on something else. Like, it's just like showing up for a job and getting that job done. So super, super great. Does anybody have any questions about weeks 2 through 4 or 2 through 5?
Yeah,
Any
Daniel, if you don't reach the person when you're calling them, are you clicking on the non-engagement text and sending a follow-up text, or what are you doing?
Tim, you're like getting 2 steps ahead of me here, man.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm that's my next slide. So I'll tell you what I do. Okay, here you go. Tim's reading my mind out here. You're a mind reader, Tim. I knew it. Here we go. Here is the fun stuff. I know we only have a couple minutes left. I'm going to try to speed around this. Here's your lead cadence, guys. Dial within 30 seconds of getting your digital leads. If you're not doing that, stop it. Do it. Dial within 30 seconds of getting your leads. Okay. Number two, that's number one. Number two, if your client does not answer, you have two choices. Double dial. So if they do not answer, dial them again. Or in my case, I leave them a voicemail. My mom always told me I had a voice for radio. So I like to leave people voicemails because I like to talk to them. Okay. I leave a voicemail. The amount of callbacks I get nowadays, you guys, is insane. Absolutely insane. Some people, double dialing works for them better. Okay. Double dialing works for them better. Either way, what I do is if you're going to double dial them, then in funnel, you are going to disposition them. There's something called dispositioning for those who are in funnel as no engagement. What no engagement does is it puts a tag on that lead and it says they have not engaged, and then it sends a text message to them. Okay. So tags them and it sends a text message to them. It's really, really great. So yes, Tim, if you didn't get a hold of them and you double dialed, no engagement right after you double dial, it sends them out a text. Easy peasy. For me, if I leave a voicemail, I don't do the no engagement disposition until I call them later. So I'll call them in about 3 to 4 hours time. And if they don't answer then I'm clicking no engagement. Okay, so that's what I personally do. Once again, this is a blueprint for you guys. You guys can figure out what works for your business. But my recommendation is, if you double dial, disposition them as no engagement. If you leave a voicemail, call them back a couple hours from now and then disposition them as no engagement. Because either way, my brain has been trained with digital leads to go dial text. every time. Dial text, dial text, dial text, dial text, every time. If I leave a voicemail, I'm considering that a text, right? So dial voicemail, I'm not going to send a text. But then a few hours from now, dial text. And then follow that cycle consistently. Dial text, dial text, dial text, dial text. Okay. So once again, this is not like that's not a copy and paste thing. That's going to be dependent on your business. You guys can test it. I tested it. If I leave voicemails, people call me back. That's just the way my business works. It's up to you guys. Now, I know we're over time. But once again, call again later if client doesn't answer, disposition has no engagement. That's what I do. Easy peasy. Okay, couple of miscellaneous things really quick. If you guys can stick with me, this is really good stuff. I have this slide and one more slide. If clients no call, no show, what do we do? We had this question earlier. If somebody just does not show to an appointment, what do you do? We're going to follow our weekly cadence, number one, because if you scheduled an appointment with a client, they're going to go into what's called actively engaged. You're at least going to connect with them every Saturday. That you know for fact that you're going to connect with them every Saturday if they no call, no show you. This is a little bit more up to you. Once again, it's impromptu. So if during the week you decide, I really want to connect with these people again and try to get them back on the books, do it. That's what I do. If somebody no calls, no shows me, here's my stance. If I have an appointment today and somebody no call, no shows me, they just wasted my time. What I do then tomorrow is I double dial them. I double dial them. They might answer and go, hey, who the heck is this? I'm like, hey, this is Daniel, mortgage protection advisor. We missed our appointment last night. Let's get you back on the books. And that's what I personally do. But like I said, this is kind of more free flow for that one. But as long as you are with no shows, as long as you are still reaching out on your actively engaged list on Saturdays, you will always connect with them. You always connect with them. I just do it a little bit more than that. It's custom. Okay. Second thing here, the AI text templates are great. If you guys aren't using ChatGPT or Gemini, just use it. It's a great tool. I am like the most like stubborn person ever. And I like to create my own ideas, but at the end of the day, you guys can create AI text templates, like put something in there, like for old mortgage production leads from 2 months ago to 6 months ago, and say something like create curiosity or end it with a question, something like that. Like it'll create you guys text templates that you can kind of go in and personalize and make it sound like your voice. That's what I've done for all of mine. I'm not going to share all of mine. I have like 20 of them, but go create your own because those are great. Veteran agents who have been here for over a year, reach out to your book of business once per month in the same week that you're reaching out to your past leads. So on the very first week of the month, reach out to your book of business from that month. So like it's January 2026, reach out to your January 2025. If you've been here for longer than that, your January 2024, January 2023, reach out to all of your book of business from the past years in that month. Do the same thing for every month in the year. So once a month, reach out to your book of business, make sure everything looks good, make sure those people don't need anything extra, continue to work that business with them. It is great. Yeah, that 1 week you do go wild. Exactly. Okay, and then for everybody, you will get people that respond with stop. What that does for those clients is it doesn't really put them into any filter. So you guys have to be cognizant of the people that respond with stop. Okay, so if they do, we're still going to dial them. That doesn't mean it's the end of the world. For the new agents, for the people that you've seen them say stop before they've texted you stop, that doesn't mean you stop dialing them. You continue to dial them. You just can't text them. That's all it is. So if they respond with stop, we have to make a note in funnel who that client is. because they are not going to show up in a list anymore until you disposition them. So if somebody responds with, if I get a lead right now and they respond with stop, then they're going to just be free flowing in my funnel. They're not going to have a tag yet. When I go to that lead and see that they've said stop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call them. I'm going to double dial them if it's the first time I've dialed them, or leave a voicemail. And then I'm going to disposition them as no contact or no engagement, either way. And it's going to put them back into your 8-day or your 11-day filter. Okay. So just really interesting custom stuff. Does marking somebody as no contact take them out of your actively engaged? So the answer is no, at least not used to. For I should say for me, it hasn't. If I mark somebody as no contact, they typically still stay in my actively engaged. I don't know if that's a me thing or if that's a funnel thing. I don't actually know. Funnel has had some weird quirks throughout the month. So for me, they stay in actively engaged. So that's a whole thing on my end. Don't know if it does it for you guys. Okay, last one. Some of you were saying, do you guys dial at different times every day? Yes, absolutely. I have 4 schedules for myself. 4. Okay. For the 4 weeks of the month, 4 weeks of the month. So this is just the example of 1 week. I wasn't going to share all 4 because it's a lot. But this is what 1 week looks like for me, and then the next week looks completely different. And then the week after that, completely different, and the week after that, completely different. The reason why this is important is because if you guys are the kind of people who are like me, who are dialing every day at 1 o'clock, then your clients are going to realize I'm getting a call every single day at 1 o'clock. And they're going to block your number, and you're going to overwork them, and you're going to burn out your leads that you just bought. And I did that for a very long time. Now, when you dial at different times every day, and then switch this up, like I said, move these around and don't let any of them be the same in any given week. So like, don't let your Monday and your Wednesday dials be the same. Don't let your Tuesdays and Thursday dials be the same, because it's different. You're going to be dialing different people at different times. And then a pro tip here, the people that you do get a hold of at a certain time, write that time down. If I got a hold of Jennifer Gaines at 11 o'clock on a Monday, and she said, "Oh, this is a great time," put that in the notes, because let's say she stops responding to me. Well, maybe next Monday I'm going to dial her at 11 o'clock again, because she said, I have Mondays off and 11 o'clock is great. Make notes of these things. But as you guys are connecting every single day at a different time, you're going to find that you have more contacts with your clients, because it's going to be random. It's going to be different. It's going to be random to them, but not random to you. So what I did is I created 4 schedules, 4 different weeks of dial times, and then I use Google Calendar. I have it repeat every single month on that week. So week 1 repeats on week 1 of every month of the year. Week 2, so on and so forth. So that I know at every time like today, I'm supposed to be dialing right now. But dialing is I'm going to show up like a job. I'm going to show up like it's my job, because it is my job. I'm going to show up at 11. I'm going to dial. I'm going to go through the whole thing with them. And then tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I'm going to show up like it's my job. I'm going to dial whoever's in that list. Same thing every other day. Okay. Simple enough. Simple enough.
I love what you said, Daniel, about showing up like it's your job. And what you mean by that is show up like you are expected to be at where you used to work. Dutch Bros. You're supposed to be at Dutch Bros at 11 because you're getting paid 20 bucks an hour, whatever it was, from 11 to 12. Like, show up like they are expecting you to be there. Somebody's
Yep.
waiting for you to show. Your boss is waiting for you to show up. Our clients are waiting for us to call them at that time. So
Yep. And we're not watching Netflix at 11 o'clock, or we're not on our phones, scrolling social media at 11 o'clock. Like,
yeah.
those are the things. So yeah.
Hmm.
Keep structure. If you guys can follow the system, I want to hear about it. Because it's changed my life in my production, and especially in these last 6 months. So keep the structure, keep it fresh, and give me updates. I would love to hear things that you guys implement. Or if you have questions, because I know this is a lot, let me know.
It's a lot, but you've really simplified it. And for those of you that are brand new or newer and you're not on Funnel yet, or you're still really new with Funnel, this will all we'll have this recording saved and we can go back to it. And I know you're going to do it again for like the Shank Master, but show up to that again just to hear it again. And like having it a second time or a third time is going to really make this crystal clear for each of us. And then maybe we can connect with Gabrielle on how we might use a system like this for the analog leads as well. So, but goodness, thank you for taking time to explain this. This really helped me a lot.
Can I
So
chime in really
thank
quick,
you.
Jen, with just something?
Of course.
I just want to say, like, when I first started thinking about getting into digital leads, 4 or 5 months ago, and that's all I work now. It's very similar to the Kuchars, especially to Dan. And I was thinking about how I wanted to approach working those lead types. I like leaned very heavily on Daniel and Gabrielle and the ideas that I was having, and the system that Daniel showed. It was a lot of how I was hoping that I was going to be able to run it. It's not just Daniel that everyone's system is a little bit different, but I'd venture to say like 90% of what I do and talk about with my team is exactly what Daniel is doing. Right. And so it's very duplicatable. And when you're talking about getting into like digital leads, like this system works. And of course, everyone's going to make their tweaks, and I've made my tweaks and Dan's made his tweaks, but by far and large, like it's not just Daniel that's been able to see success with this system. It's me, and it's many, many others. So like, if you want to get into it, have belief in knowing that there's a system here that is duplicatable across more than just Daniel Kuchara.
Yeah, thanks for saying that too. I hope this is just a blueprint, like Jeff said, make it your own, take it, run with it, ask questions. But yeah, happy dialing, and I can't wait to see 5K, 10K weeks from everybody coming up here soon. So come on, y'all.
Hey, real quick, if you're still here, I am going to do the wheel spin really fast because I'm so sorry I forgot to do that. So if your name was on the list, hold on 1 second. Let me just share very quickly because, where did you guys go? Where's my Zoom? Hold on, I lost Zoom. There we are, I think. Oh, for heaven's sakes. My goodness. Sorry, I can't find my Zoom. Too many tabs. Oh, my word. This is ridiculous. Why can I not find my Zoom? It's obviously hidden somewhere. There's Daniel. Okay, goodness. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. All right. Hopefully you guys can see that. Spin. Who gets the $100 lead credit if they're still on? Okay, Daniel.
This was Daniel's day.
There you
so
go.
Perfect.
Okay. Great. Congrats, Daniel.
Bless.
Okay, guys.
He did get paid for his time. That's
You
fantastic.
did. You did. Awesome.
Thank you.
Cool,
Thank
you guys. Thanks for hanging on with us, and have a great week. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
guys.